guys, happy Friday. I'm so glad it's Friday. And today we're going to be talking about another book. This is Diet for a New America by John Robbins. So I first stumbled upon this book a while ago whenever I was at a raw food restaurant. And this raw food restaurant had a whole array of raw food books. And I was just giddy, I was going through all of them, and it was just this almost surreal experience. First of all, being able to go to a restaurant where everything is raw and they're totally on page with you. But not only that, while I was waiting for the food, I was able to read raw food books. I mean, it was so fun, and yes, the things that I find fun are different from other people, but still fun for me nonetheless. And this was one of them, and I remember thinking, I gotta get this. So I didn't get it until a couple weeks ago. I ordered it on Amazon used. That's my suggestion to anyone trying to get books, is to order them used on Amazon because it's so much cheaper, and this book looks brand new. But anyway, so I kind of just went through and scanned this, and I made a bunch of notes. And the cool thing about this book is that it's pretty, in line with my thinking, and it was written in 1987. So people have been, thinking this way and kind of awakening to, veganism and healthy living for a long time, way before 1987. But it's just cool to know that, 28 years ago, there was someone thinking about this so much that he wrote this book. So what we're going to talk about today is just a little bit of the introduction. I think I'm going to do multiple videos on this book because there's so many topics, there's so much to discuss. But today I kind of want to talk about, more of the ethical side of what the animals have to go through. And speaking of that, okay, sorry, Curly here, when we're going to be talking about animals being slaughtered, he said, bring me in, maybe I'll remind them to love pigs and not eat them. Aren't I a kooky head? I put a scarf on him and he loves it because he gets cold at night. But anyway, oh, Victoria, you're nuts. Okay, so it says, increasingly in the last few decades, the animals raised for meat, dairy products, and eggs in the U.S. have been subjected to even more deplorable conditions. Merely to keep the poor creatures alive under these circumstances, even more chemicals have had to be used, and increasingly, hormones, pesticides, antibiotics, and countless other chemicals and drugs end up in the foods derived from animals. The more unnaturally today's livestock are raised, the more chemical residues end up in our food. And that's crazy. That's why we need to all be on the detox train, because we've all been raised on this food. And so even if you think that you are clean and detoxed, I'm sorry. We're all mere mortals here who need even more detoxification every single day. And I'm one of them, I could always use more detoxification. That's why people like Dan McDonald, are always on this quest of bettering themselves. And that's what I'm doing. I want to always be, rising and rising. I don't want to stay stagnant anywhere in terms of health. And then it says, but that's just the half of it. The suffering these animals undergo has become so extreme that to partake of food from these creatures is to partake unknowingly of the abject misery that has been in their lives. Millions upon millions of Americans are merrily eating away, unaware of the pain and disease that they are taking into their body with every bite. We are ingesting nightmares for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I thought that quote was so powerful. There are so many people out there who are just kind of ignorant to this message. They've never clicked on it. No one has ever told them. And so there's wonderful and beautiful souls out there who are partaking, in the suffering of animals and also the debilitation of their health. And they don't even really realize what they're doing. And that is why this message needs to be spread like wildfire, that we don't need to eat animals, and whenever we stop eating them, we save so much more than our health. We save obviously the animals, but also our environment. We use so much water to feed these animals. People think that they need to turn off their faucet, but really they just need to stop eating animals, and that would save hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gallons of water that is used to feed these animals. And not only that, but the grain. Have you guys ever heard that we could end world hunger if everyone would go vegan? because we feed so much grain to these animals. And really that should be going to humans, you know? It's just crazy, but that's all I'm going to read out of this today. But I'm going to do more videos on it because this book is loaded and I highly recommend it. So once again, it's Diet for a New America by John Robbins. It says how your food choices affect your health, happiness, and the future of life on Earth. Mwah! I love this book. And so that's my little video today. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Curly and I for sure are. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.